Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires.
Seeing Diddy Combs broke down in tears during an emotional courtroom moment as federal prosecutors pushed his defense team to disclose confidential information. The hip-hop icon's vulnerability was on full display, marking a significant turning point in his legal battle. The atmosphere of the Manhattan federal courtroom grew tense as prosecutors demanded access to evidence that could critically impact the case against the music mogul. All eyes were on Diddy as he struggled to contain his emotions, making this one of the most dramatic moments in the proceedings. The courtroom scene was far from the glamorous image fans associate with Diddy. Gone was the larger-than-life figure draped in designer suits and diamonds. Instead, he appeared in a simple, cocky, jail-issued outfit, looking noticeably thinner and frail. His once jet-black beard was streaked with gray, and his deliberate, heavy steps reflected the weight of the legal storm he faced. The room fell silent as he entered, with an almost palpable tension hanging in the air. Tears streamed down Diddy's face as federal authorities pressed his team for critical information. Prosecutors insist this undisclosed evidence could be pivotal, yet its exact nature remains shrouded in mystery. What is this information, and why is it so vital to the case? These unanswered questions have fueled speculation about the truth behind the legal drama. Crime reporter Elizabeth Milner described the scene as shocking, noting how it peeled back layers of the music mogul's public persona. She emphasized the profound impact of the moment, stating that the weight of the accusations and the pressure from federal authorities had clearly taken a toll on Diddy. As the case intensifies, the revelations emerging from this courtroom battle promise to reshape public perception of Diddy's life and career. What secrets lie at the heart of this drama? Stay tuned, as the details could be more surprising than anything you've imagined in seeing. Diddy Combs appeared visibly astonishingly thinner, a stark contrast to his usual robust and commanding presence. Despite the humbling circumstances, Combs managed to carry himself with a quiet grace. As he left the courtroom, he surprised everyone by wishing them a happy holidays, a gesture that felt out of place yet deeply humanizing, a small attempt to hold onto normalcy amidst the chaos. The courtroom wasn't just packed with reporters and spectators. Diddy's family was there, adding an emotional intensity to the scene. His twin 17-year-old daughters, Jessie and Delilah, sat quietly in the second row, their faces a mixture of worry and steadfast support. His sons entered with a calm resolve that mirrored their father's composure. In one poignant moment, Combs turned to his children, offering them a warm smile and a small wave. "He mouthed you oak," to one of his sons, who responded with a nod and a fist over his heart, a touching gesture of love and solidarity amidst the turmoil. Yet the seriousness of the situation was inescapable. This wasn't just another celebrity court case ending in a slap on the wrist. The stakes were high, and the weight of the legal drama was palpable. As tender moments of connection flickered through the tension, they highlighted the deep humanity behind the headlines. Even as the gravity of the charges loomed over the proceedings, seeing Diddy Combs is facing some of the most severe charges imaginable: racketeering, conspiracy, illegal sex trade, and prostitution. Charges that could land him in prison for decades if convicted. The trial has been set for May 5, 2025, but until then, Combs is being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center, a far cry from the luxury he's accustomed to. Observers have noted how stark the contrast is between his usual lavish lifestyle and his current grim reality, pointing out how his world has been completely turned upside down. It's not just the charges themselves that are complicating matters. The prosecution has been relentless in portraying him as a serious threat to society. They have labeled him an extreme danger to the community, leading to repeated denials of his bail requests. On top of this, prosecutors have accused him of attempting to tamper with witnesses, claiming he's been trying to corruptly influence testimonies through family members. This is a serious allegation and adds another layer of difficulty for his defense team. Throughout the hearing, Combs remained relatively composed, but those who have followed his career closely noted a significant shift. The once charismatic and bold figure, known for lighting up a room with his presence, seemed more reserved. He sat closely with his legal team, reviewing documents and taking notes, fully engaged in his defense, but the spark that once defined him seemed dimmed. And it's understandable. After all, the stakes in this case are life-altering. Federal prosecutors have been making aggressive and unprecedented legal moves to get critical evidence disclosed. This has sparked intense debates about the protection of witnesses and raised questions about the strategy behind these bold moves. As the legal battle continues, the stakes couldn't be higher for Combs. Let's talk about the massive amount of evidence in this case. We're not just talking about a few files here and there. This is several terabytes of digital material. That's essentially the data equivalent of filling an entire library with documents. The evidence includes cell phones, laptops, tablets, cloud accounts, financial records, hotel bookings, airline tickets, and an overwhelming number of hard drives. They've been seizing these items from multiple locations, creating a vast, complex web of data. And it makes you wonder, what's buried in all that information? Are there smoking guns hidden away, or is it just a massive, complicated puzzle that could take forever to solve? Prosecutors are also being tight-lipped about revealing the identities of their witnesses, and for good reason. They're citing concerns for safety as they're genuinely worried about the potential for witness tampering, intimidation, or worse. In a case this high-profile and heated, the stakes are extremely high for everyone involved. It makes you think about the pressure these witnesses must be under, knowing they're at the center of such a public and intense legal battle. Then there's the timeline. Prosecutors have said they plan to start revealing the evidence within the next 30 days, but it's not that simple. The sheer volume of data is staggering, and they estimate it could take days just to copy files from a single device. Imagine how many devices they need to go through. It's like trying to clean out an attic that hasn't been touched in years, an overwhelming, time-consuming task. With all that data to sift through, it's clear this case is only going to get more complicated. The ongoing legal battle surrounding music mogul Diddy has turned into a real-life thriller with high stakes and shocking twists. Instead of dusty old boxes filled with paperwork, this case centers on hard drives containing terabytes of potentially incriminating evidence. During raids on Diddy's properties in Miami and Los Angeles, federal agents seized over 96 electronic devices. It's as if they raided a tech store and walked out with everything on the shelves. The evidence collected has the potential to change the course of the case, and the drama unfolding in the courtroom is gripping the public's attention. Tensions reached a breaking point when federal prosecutors demanded that Diddy's defense team disclose long-hidden secrets, pushing the music mogul to the edge. In a highly emotional moment, Diddy was visibly shaken and in tears as the pressure mounted. The question now is, what exactly are the prosecutors trying to uncover, and why is Diddy so desperate to keep this information hidden? The stakes have never been higher, and it's clear that this case is about more than just legal maneuvering. It could have profound consequences for Diddy's career and reputation. Combs' legal team, led by the experienced Mark Agnefello and supported by prominent attorneys like Tini Geragos and Alexander Shapiro, is sparing no effort in mounting an aggressive defense. Their strategy is bold and calculated, positioning them for a high-stakes fight against federal charges. The team's aggressive stance is making waves both inside the courtroom and in the public eye. Given the immense attention on Diddy, it's no surprise that his legal team is pulling out all the stops. With so many moving parts, this case is sure to remain a hot topic for years to come. As the world waits to see how it all unfolds, the defense team handling Diddy's case is taking a highly strategic and layered approach, demanding attention. At the core, do factors like celebrity, wealth, or even race influence legal cases like this? We've seen such factors turn into subplots that complicate the process. What's even more intriguing are the defense team's counter-demands. They're not merely reacting to the prosecution, they're setting the agenda. One of their key requests is for the government to identify every alleged victim involved so they can properly prepare for trial. This is a reasonable demand. How can a defendant prepare to defend himself if he doesn't know exactly who or what he's facing? They'd also called for a hearing on leaks from the grand jury. If confidential details are being released, they want to know who is responsible. Lastly, the defense has pushed for a gag order on witnesses and their lawyers, likely to prevent the case from becoming an even bigger media spectacle than it already is. This case isn't just about what's happening inside the courtroom. Diddy's legal team is playing on two fronts: legal strategy and public opinion. In today's world where social media can instantly shape a person's reputation, controlling the narrative is just as crucial as winning the legal battle. Combs' attorney, Mark Agnefello, made a bold statement. These are the acts of an innocent man with nothing to hide. It's a powerful declaration that sets the tone for the entire defense strategy. The team is framing the lawsuits as financially motivated attacks, highlighting inconsistencies and generally flipping the script on the allegations. The defense team is well seasoned in high-profile cases with experience representing controversial figures like Keith Raniere from Anti-VM. Their background proves they understand how to navigate the complicated intersection of legal proceedings and media attention. What's particularly striking is how they're carefully walking a fine line, standing firm against concerns about witness tampering, while simultaneously defending Combs' public statements as a matter of free speech. This delicate balance highlights how critical the public perception of the case is in addition to the courtroom arguments. With the stakes this high, it's clear that the defense team is committed to fighting on both fronts. Meanwhile, the Combs family has been an unwavering source of support. Every time seeing Diddy Combs walks into the Manhattan federal courthouse, he knows that his family is there by his side, both literally and figuratively. Their unity and support in the face of such a daunting challenge show just how strong the family bond is. It's a reminder that no matter the legal drama unfolding in the courtroom, family remains a vital pillar of strength. It's not just distant relatives or old friends supporting Diddy. It's the inner circle, the heart of the Combs family. All 6 of his children are regularly by his side. Quincy Brown, 33, is the most seasoned of the group, while 30-year-old Justin shares his father's passion for sports and business. Christian, 26, known as King, is already making waves. The younger ones, Chance, 18, and twins Delila and Jesse, 17, show remarkable maturity. Diddy's mother, Janice Combs, has also flown in from Florida to be there for her son. What's especially touching is how vocal the family has been throughout this difficult time. The kids released a joint statement expressing the emotional toll it has taken on them. The past month has devastated our family. Observers in the courtroom note a noticeable shift in Diddy's demeanor when he sees his family. He waves, smiles, and even mouths you, Oak, to his children from across the room. It's clear that their presence gives him strength. The support of his family is a powerful reminder of the comfort and resilience they bring, especially in moments of such immense pressure as Diddy waves and mouths you, Oak. For his kids across the courtroom, it's clear he draws strength from their unwavering support. You can almost feel how comforting it must be for him to have his family by his side, holding him up in ways only loved ones can. Public relations expert Eric Schiffer described the situation as a cascade of emotions, acknowledging the immense emotional toll this ordeal has taken on the family. They are facing one of the darkest chapters of their lives, and you can't help but empathize with them. What's even more striking is that this family unity is more than just a display of love. It's a crucial part of Diddy's defense strategy. His legal team has intentionally highlighted his family's steadfast support, integrating it into their broader narrative. It's almost as if they're saying, look at this man, he has a family that believes in him. Who knows his heart? Given the chaos surrounding the case, this unshakable family bond makes you pause and reconsider the narrative despite the gravity of the charges against him. Diddy's family hasn't wavered. They believe in his innocence, and that belief resonates in every action they take. The courtroom fell silent when Diddy broke down in tears, overwhelmed by the pressure of federal prosecutors demanding the exposure of sensitive information. What's at stake here is not just a legal battle, but the heart of a family standing strong in the face of adversity. The ongoing legal battle surrounding Seeing Diddy Combs has become a high-stakes drama filled with unexpected twists. One of the most dramatic turns occurred when federal authorities seized documents directly from Combs' jail cell, setting off a massive legal firestorm. Diddy's defense team immediately pushed back, arguing that the seizure was not only invasive, but also a direct violation of attorney-client privilege. This bold move by the authorities has added another layer of tension to an already volatile case. The situation escalated further when federal prosecutors were ordered by a judge to hand over 19 pages of notes they had taken during the jail cell search. These weren't just routine notes. These pages contained everything from legal strategies and personal schedules to plans for witness preparation. Assistant U.S. Attorney Christy Slavic, expressing her suspicions, claimed that the notes indicated Diddy's alleged plans to tamper with witnesses. She even suggested the documents contained evidence of potential bribery, with the idea of paying off witnesses and uncovering compromising information about the victims. Diddy's legal team, however, wasn't willing to let this go without a fight. They argued that the documents were protected by attorney-client privilege and demanded that they be returned. In a bold move, they also requested surveillance footage of the cell search to understand exactly how the documents were obtained. To find a middle ground, Judge Aaron Subramanian proposed a compromise. He ruled that the original documents would be kept secure while both legal teams exchanged briefs on how to proceed with the case. The prosecution's filter team was also permitted to retain one copy of the documents for further examination. This complex and high-stakes legal maneuvering is just one chapter in a case that continues to captivate public attention, with even more surprises likely to unfold. The prosecution wasn't about to back down, and they had their own set of tactics to heap the pressure on Diddy. They revealed they had a range of notes and recordings from his time in jail, presenting a narrative of someone actively working to influence witnesses. One redacted document allegedly included a phone call between Diddy and one of his sons, which the prosecution argued was part of a larger scheme to intimidate victims and witnesses. They claimed Diddy was using these calls to blackmail witnesses into either staying silent or testifying in his favor. The government's argument was straightforward yet powerful. They insisted that Diddy remained a threat to witness safety. If these allegations are true, it would paint a troubling picture of someone using family connections to manipulate the legal process. The prosecution even used this supposed evidence to argue against granting Diddy bail, successfully preventing his release multiple times. Their contention was that he could use his influence to interfere with the case, further complicating his defense. In light of these claims, the legal stakes are higher than ever, and the courtroom drama continues to unfold with no clear end in sight. This case has turned into a high-stakes battle, with every move carefully calculated. It's like a chess game, but the stakes are far higher than simply winning or losing. At the center of it all, there's a tug of war between Diddy's defense team and the prosecution. Diddy's legal team is fiercely defending his rights, arguing that the government is overstepping its bounds. Meanwhile, the prosecution is portraying him as someone willing to go to extreme lengths to protect himself, even if it means crossing ethical lines. It's a messy, complicated situation. Honestly, it feels more like something out of a Netflix drama than real life. What happens next? That's anyone's guess. But one thing is certain, this case is far from over. Both sides are bracing for a long, intense legal battle, and things are likely